Alright, here we are. This is the BOE BOT in the R2D2 Costume, and you can see that the tail wheel is right where I said it was going to be. It's between the hydraulic lines going to the feet, and R2's head, which is attached with the ping ultrasonic sensor servo horn right there that gets mounted into the body, which is kind of tricky to do, but I'll show you how to do it. So this is actually the back side of R2D2, and the front side, as shown in the other video, is here. And this is the ping ultrasonic sensor that he can use to detect ranges and things and walk towards objects. The drive wheels are here. R2D2's feet, part of the costume, are outboard of that. And I can show you how to put all this stuff together. So there he is. There's our BOE BOT, and he's all ready. He's anxious to get into his costume. If you've done the ping ultrasonic sensor with the servo here, these things need to be removed. This needs to be undone initially, and then it gets reassembled once it's all inside the R2D2 costume. So the side view looks like this, and again, the servo and then the ultrasonic sensor with the bracket and everything, that gets removed from this, and you'll see that the R2D2 costume fits with a Lego brace across here and then one under the bottom about here, and that's what holds everything on. So let's start up at the head, and it's pretty straightforward. Lego makes a left and right half. It's put together. There's some studs in the middle here holding all this together. You got one long axle. You can see there's an axle there, and then these pieces which will just support the ping ultrasonic ultrasonic sensor. It fits in there just like this. It's a nice fit. The other piece there is going to be used to hold the top of this. This is the servo connector here, and I've run the wire through the grommet in the bracket and plugged it in here. And it just so happens that all this stuff fits real nice and fits in well with the Lego parts and the parallax ultrasonic sensor. So now I've connected the servo cable, and then we've installed the piece just to hold the ultrasonic sensor. Just another view of the same. So that's it. That's the head. It's all put together. The servo is a lot trickier. These pieces are right out of the body build, and I'm going to install the servo separate from the body build and then put this back in. The servos are kind of tricky to integrate into Legos. The Legos are all metric, and the servos, I think, are English units, so it's a real trick trying to get all this stuff to work together. I did cheat and used one screw with a nut on the bottom side just to kind of give belts and suspenders to make sure the torque of the servo doesn't overwhelm the Legos. But you can see once you kind of get it figured out, it does provide a pretty tight little package for the servo, and then this one piece right here will come in on top. I believe I put it across there, and that's going to just lock everything in place. And it doesn't really wiggle around too much. If you really cared about it, you could put a little double sticky tape in there to take up the gap, but it wasn't a problem for me like this. Alright, so here's a picture of the assembled servo in the Lego foundation. And now we're taking the head of R2D2 with the ping sensor and the bracket, and it's all wired, and we're taking that center screw that goes into the servo horn, or through the servo horn into the servo shaft there, and we're tightening it all back up. So this servo will allow the ping sensor to look left and right through about a 180 degree arc, and it allows the BOE BOT to orient itself to the closest object, is the program that I'm using next. Once this is all assembled, the wires need to be threaded through the body here, and there's two sets of wires. Obviously, we've got the wires that go to the ping ultrasonic sensor, and then we've got the servo wires going down through here, and all of that stuff has to run through the middle of R2D2's body there. Here's a close-up of all of that. It's just got to be threaded before you do anything further. Installing R2's head is a matter of getting the servo foundation to tie into these bricks here. And here's a close-up of the putting the head and the body together. So there's the head, and there's the servo, and you can see that we've got the foundation around the servo. Everything's nice and tight, and you can see that brick right there is tied in. This is I believe this is 1, 2, 3. This is a 10 stud brick, and then that's a 2 stud brick there, so it allows us to be able to put everything in there and get it all in nice and tight. It's just another view, a little bit closer up. It all works pretty well. I think in the build video using Lego Digital Designer, I might have put these in here as just one long brick rather than breaking it up like this. I think it'll work either way. I might have been getting a little short on bricks. So that's the attachment of R2's head to the body. And then this is the underside there. You can see the servo hanging down, and the wires all leading through the body. And then servo, this is R2's head right side up now. Again, the servo's there. There's the servo, the horn, and the bracket with the ping sensor. Zooming out a little bit, this is the costume is sort of laying on the table. The wheels are just flat on the table, and the costume's just laying down behind the BOE BOT right here. It all works out pretty well. The leads are nice and long, and what we're going to do is we're going to pick this up, and this piece right here is going to lock in right along there. It works out very well. This is just a quick overview of what we got on the BOE BOT. We got both servos wired up. This is the servo for the ping sensor. This is the lead going to the ping ultrasonic sensor. This is the servo swinging the sensor left and right. I went ahead and put a speaker on here. This particular thing I programmed to do a da-da-da-da charge kind of song at the start of the program, just to let you know it's running. That one worked out real good. I tried to do ta-da at the end, just a little ta-da, and that one doesn't work out very well. You can kind of hear it in the video. It just comes out as a single tone. It's hard to hear what's going on there. But the wiring is all pretty much straight out of the book that Parallax gives you for the BOE BOT, and the programs are all in there too. I can try to upload something if somebody's really interested. So this is it. This is the BOE BOT getting dressed. You can see we're moving the costume up close. This thing right here is wide enough. It's just going to fill the gap between that nut and screw there and this post. and that's what makes it work. Once you get them upright, it's a friction fit. It's pretty tight. There's not a lot of room for error. I don't know if a different unit might have a slightly different spacing or anything, if you need to do something different. You can also see that there's a little bend in the pieces here. It's not too bad. I haven't seen anything warp or set as a result of the tension that gets put on this deflector. On the other side, there's these angle pieces, and all I was doing was using the cross piece here to go under the circuit board. There's nothing really in this area on the circuit board, so it's just using the circuit board as a piece of structure to hold everything on, so you're locked from going any lower back there and from going any higher back here, up here, and it works to hold everything in pretty good position. This is a close-up again of those angle brackets. There's one there and there's one there on the other side. This is pretty tricky. You got to have some pretty tiny fingers to kind of get in there and get everything snapped together. It's a little bit of a hassle, but it does work. That one's a little overexposed. This was the video. Obviously, my son playing with him. He works out pretty good. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you leave a comment if you put one together and if it worked out for you. If you got any questions, I'll be glad to answer them in the comments section. Thanks for watching. Have fun. Bye.